Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect Akim, pushing this word with truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites, God's chosen people. All right, this also extends to the Israelite foreigner who may look like the heathen and act like the heathen, but their father's line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the chosen seed line of God's chosen people. All right, known today as those proverbs and bywords. This is the brother Karataza of Men of Valley, Las Vegas camp, coming back. Pretty much just doing a lesson here on a little update on the events yesterday. You know, the No Kings protests, as we've been watching the ICE protests. All right, I seen earlier this morning, you know, they trying to portray like the protests been peaceful. All right, and then you go to RT News, you know, on mainstream media or mainstream news. All right, the No Kings protest was peaceful, but then you see on like RT News, you know, you still got out in LA, you know, these rubber bullets flying, and it's just a matter of time before those weapons turn, you know, lethal, especially against our, you know, our people, and that's going to cause more, you know, uproars, as the scriptures say. Okay, so this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1 in the GNT. He answered, "Consider all things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared," right? The signs of prophecy. "You know that the time has come when the Yahweh Most High will bring judgment on the world He has created." And that's what you know, the Most High is doing. He's bringing judgment on Babylon the Great. He's bringing judgment first and foremost to His people, and starting, you know, this time of Jacob's trouble. All right, He's getting it kicked off, you know, sparking, you know, people's minds, you know, and rousing those spirits up. Okay. There will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. Now, when you look at the previous president or the previous king, because that's all it is a you know, modern day Caesar. All right. Unstable in, you know, how they react to situations, teeter-tottering back and forth. You know, now as Trump was making these tariffs and having it go off the charts, now he's making deals with these other nations. You know, he's a hypocrite, backbiter, or I believe that's the correct way to use that term, you know. Going back on his word. When you see these things happening, you will know that they are what the Most High have spoken about since the beginning of creation. The beginning and the end of the world and the end of everything, Slakia. The beginning, starting back at the top of 5, the beginning and the end of everything that happens in the world are clear. The same is true in the world above. Wonders and miracles show the beginning of events, and mighty signs show when they end. And that's going to be when Yahweh Shai returns. Okay, but look, man, hey, he said that everything that happens, the end of everything that happens in this world are clear. knowing that the Lord is very particular and going to make these things plain upon table. Hey, this is what it is. These are the end of times, the last days. Matthew 12 and 25 in the NLT. Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A town or family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is casting out Satan, he is divided and fighting against himself. His own kingdom will not survive. And, Babylon the Great, this beast system, all right, NATO and the EU, which America is that whore riding on top of that beast. All right. Controlling it. But this place ain't got no chance in hell. Whereas these are photos from NPR. See no kings protests around the country. And look at the confusion. As it says, so is the king, so are the people. In scriptures. I read earlier in that GNT version of 2nd Esdras 9 says confused leaders. All right. And all these people are just, trying to make a mockery of Trump. But this is just, foolery. Here Jake, trying to get his rest on this side. Socialism, what does his shirt say? For Socialism Liberation Party. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And what you're going to see is that, hey, you're going to see this devil for who he truly is. And that these protests, whether they be peaceful or, you really getting active in them, are going to be to no avail. All right. And this is how much people disdain and have a problem with what's going on and the people in rule. But hey, guess what? It's too late. You already so-called voted for him. All right. Now you're getting affected by it. And the Most High is going to activate this devil to bring more hell and more, and harsher things to come. As it says, there shall be an insurrection among those that fear the Lord. Targeting, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Let's get this real quick in Revelations. As we said, as the scripture before, Yahushua said, this place, a nation in civil war is doomed. And that's what we're seeing. The beginnings of a civil war. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay. So what do you think when the time of this is fully activated? You think Trump ain't gonna be? He already said he's gonna be sending the firing squad. He gonna send those other as you've seen him move the military into LA. He gonna make that movie Escape LA a real thing. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 15. Start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, so these peaceful protests are going to be unpeaceful. There are going to be more riots, and people are going to be getting knocked off the map. For there shall be a sedition among men. We're seeing it. And another example that governor, I believe, in Florida said, hey, that's why we got laws that you could run these protesters over because you're in fear of your life. He wouldn't say that if it was the so-called, Edom or the self-proclaimed white man or, the Edomite, as that's their true nationality and according to the Bible. If it was the Edomites out there, but when it's Jake, you have a green light to run their ass over. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and of course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, so it's not going to make a difference in that time. We're seeing the beginning of, all right, people starting not to give a rat's ass about what the government has them doing. All right, last thing, I just wanted to bring this because there was as it says the writer with this picture, I forgot what article had this. It was pretty much bullshit, but the spiritual side of this, these Christians saying that, trying to use the scriptures that Trump is likened to that golden calf. All right, that our people, the Israelites, had Aaron made, so they could worship when Moses was up in the mountain getting the commandments. It says the writer poses with Trump golden calf balloon, and this is just more folly. It says Trump golden calf balloon by faithful America and online community, blah blah blah. Slocky, I'm trying to read the rest of that caption. So look at his sign. It says, beware of false prophets. And they deem us as the false prophets when it's truly themselves. All right. All this shit just for clout, really. Just to get noticed. And that's all that these pictures showed. Save democracy. Democracy ain't gonna save you, and that's what you think because a Republican is in office is that there's no democracy. This is your democracy. And it was gonna be worse with Kamala in there. Okay, that's what you people don't understand. The Lord is about to judge this place, and there's nothing you can do about it. And what is this month? This month is the month of, that those limp wrist people. Okay? And that, goes into how, not calling, Trump a MO, but, that same sentiment of him displaying his military might, all right, goes along with that word. Proverbs 16:18, pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. So the Lord is showing you that, hey, this devil is going to be at an all-time high when he takes his ass out. As the scriptures say, that, that he will not, pretty much, he will not, his enterprise will not be made. All right. The craftiness, or Slacky, he will not reach, or not get to fully, Slacky, he will not get to fully complete his, NWO. All right, he gonna get there, and then it's gonna be him falling out of that power seat. Okay, but this devil is gonna be a completely, all right, on a whole nother level when the Lord returns. And that's when he's going to place judgment on this place. He's building this devil up, as it says in the book of Romans. Let's get that real quick. Romans 9 and 22, and I'm going to close out. 22 or 26. Romans 9 and 22, it says, what if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. So he's long suffering. He's enduring this long suffering. So when he comes back and allows Yahweh Shai, to do his thing, y'all gonna know who the true God of this world is. All right, so with that, Lord willing, it's been edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh B'Shem Al Shai, B'Shem Rakakwadash. Till next time I say Shalom.